This little thing has 4 layers of flavor, and you'll soon see why Cajun Fatty Bombs might become your next favorite appetizer. Hey, welcome back to Smoking and Drinking. I'm Mike. We're out at the lake again, and today we're making Cajun Fatty Bombs. Let's get smoking. All right, you may have heard of fatties before, in the barbecue context anyway. Usually it's some sort of filling, either like a pizza filling or a breakfast filling inside of pork sausage, wrapped inside of pork sausage, kind of like a stuffed meatloaf. We're doing something that, since we're out the lake, we don't need to make such a big meal. We're making appetizers, and we're making Cajun Fatty Bombs. They're going to be just miniature versions of a fatty, and we're going Cajun style. We're going to do Andouille sausage with some pepper jack cheese and some cream cheese, stuffed, and some Tony Chacheres Creole seasoning, Tony C's, because I don't know how to pronounce that. Creole seasoning, and I made a peach habanero barbecue sauce. We have all kinds of peaches. Mrs. Smokin loves to go to the farmer's market, or when the peach truck comes to town, and she buys about a crate of peaches. So I have plenty of peaches. So we made us peach habanero barbecue sauce. So we're gonna, and that's mild. It's got a little bit of a bite. Mrs. Smokin says it's got a lot of bite, but anyway, we're gonna use that and baste that in the last 20 minutes of the smoke. But let's get started here. We need to mix up our stuffing, which is going to be our first we're going to mix our cream cheese mixture, which is just cream cheese and pepper jack cheese, and let's get started with that. All right, here we go. The filling, pretty simple. Like I said, a couple cheeses and some seasoning. That's really all there's to it. And then we'll put that on the, well, we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's get this mixed up. I'm going to put this in first. It's about 4 ounces of shredded pepper jack cheese and 8 ounces of our cream cheese. I've had this setting out so it's nice and soft, hopefully softish. It's about 75 degrees Fahrenheit today. It's a nice day. This is kind of it could be a brunch meal, appetizer. We're doing this kind of as a brunch. Gonna surprise folks over there today with a little bit of a brunchatizer, an appetizer for brunch. But got started a little earlier so we can get this over there by brunch time. All right, so we got our cheeses in there, our 4 ounces of pepper jack and our 8 ounces of cream cheese. And we need about a tablespoon of the Tony C's original Creole seasoning. We're just going to eyeball it here. At the lake, we don't measure quite as often. We just kind of eyeball it. It's actually a teaspoon, I believe. Nope, it's a tablespoon of our Creole seasoning. That's probably pretty close. Sorry, Mom. My mom, she measured everything. She was a professional cook, and not technically she wasn't a professional cook, but she was as good as a professional cook. And she cooked for her family every day, and she measured precisely, and she probably was not like me just eyeballing this, but all right. This is going to be kind of a paste on the sausage wrap, the pork sausage. You'll see when we get there, but we don't need a lot because we're just going to kind of put it on as a layer. All right, we can get all that seasoning mixed in there real well. I'm gonna go just a little more, just because I feel like it. There we go. Just for you, Tanner. All right. Now we're ready for our pork sausage. We're gonna make little patties, about 4 to 5 inches in diameter, and I need a different cutting board for that. We're gonna go with the Montana, just because it's not porous, and we're gonna put the sausage on there. So, all right, let's get this opened up, and then we'll lay out our sausage. I forgot to mention one of the most important ingredients. There's really only 3 key ingredients: cheese, sausage, well, 2 sausages, and bacon. I'm gonna wrap them in bacon. It was hiding in the fridge in the back, and I just completely forgot about it. That's all right. We didn't miss it. All right. What we're gonna do here, like I said, we're gonna make little patties. And this works better when it's cold, maybe just on the verge of freezing. Just doesn't get quite so sticky. But we're outside. We didn't have time to keep it that cold. And you want to make your patty, gosh, it's pretty thin, like a 1/4 inch. And doesn't really have to be beautiful, but we're going to take our cheese mixture and we're just going to put a layer of that in there. And that'd be a lot. I don't want these to be huge. We want them to be like bite size. And then we need to get our sausage. I wasn't thinking ahead and didn't open this package first. That's all right. We can handle this. Just using the gloves mostly because the sausage is a little slippery, and the gloves kind of help handle that. But now I got an issue here. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, and then we just need to cut a little andouille sausage chunk out of there, and then you're just gonna roll it up. And this is the tricky part because, like I said, the sausage is a little sticky. There we go. Might be a little thick, but I don't know. That's about the right size. Yeah, just like that. And again, we're just making about an inch to an inch and a half chunk. You don't want this giant chunk of sausage when you bite into it. Just, you don't. Kind of nice just to have a small bite size. So I'm just going to cut a few of those and set you over here just a little bit. That's why I got this cutting board, because on the wood cutting board, that would have stuck so badly that I'd have fought it. So this is probably, I'm going to guess this is going to make maybe a half a dozen. Like I said, I think that first one might have been a little bit thick. I hope we get a half a dozen. The crowd's going to be mad if I don't have at least 6. It's a small crowd. It's about 5 of us. So, again, it's an appetizer. I do have another package of everything. I can make more. So, all right. And then we need our cream cheese. Might have went a little light on the cream cheese on that last one. Heavy on the pork sausage, light on the cream cheese. So this one will go a little heavier on the cream cheese and a little lighter on the pork sausage. And then we just kind of get underneath it, roll it up into a little, when I was a kid, my mom would make meatballs wrapped in cabbage. And there's a German name for it, but Gluschkis, but we always called them piggies. I really don't know why, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. They looked like that. They weren't stuffed, they were just meat, but with some rice in them. All right, there's two. We're on our way. I'm going to do the rest of these and we'll be right back. All right. There's our number 6. Yep, that's all we got was 6 of them. That one's a little big, but there wasn't enough for 2 more. So that'll be mine. All right, 6 Cajun Fatty Bombs. Not done yet. We got to wrap them in bacon. Let me get some of this out of the way. We do have some leftover filling and plenty of leftover andouille. I'll have to get the other package out of pork sausage out of the freezer, but I'll make enough for everybody. Don't worry. But we're going to keep going with these for now. And let me get this cleaned up a little bit, and we'll wrap them in bacon here. All right. Oops, I cut an extra one. Problem solved. That's good. Spicy. Just a little spicy. Not too bad. All right. Now we just need to wrap them in 1 or 2 slices of bacon. I have a feeling it's going to just take 1. These aren't huge. Try not to tear them up. Yeah, I think 1 slice is going to be enough. I'll fry the rest up. Nope, I'm going to make another batch, so we're going to need those. So, if you're following along at home, 1 pound of the Jimmy Dean's pork sausage makes 6 Cajun Fatty Bombs. So, like I said, I did buy another package because I kind of thought maybe this would be how many we'd get out of there. You know, I some of you commented about my recipes at the lake being so complicated, so many ingredients. And you don't have to. You don't have to be so complicated. These generally aren't complicated, and these certainly aren't. There's only 4 ingredients here, really. But I enjoy it, and I have the resources. I have a camper that allows me to have the resources I need. This is going to be a thick and fat one. I put 2 slices on there just to kind of cover the ends, but that's going to be a mouthful there. We're going to cut that one. That'll be our taster here at the end. But anyway, this is kind of what I do. It's a lot about the recipe, and I'm not just grilling hot dogs out here, and that I enjoy building these meals. I enjoy going to the lake. I enjoy being outside and cooking outside. So, you know, if you don't like having so much work to do, um, then don't. But this is what I like to do. Again, these are simple. Sometimes they get a little bit more intricate, but cooking really isn't complicated. It's not rocket science. I'm not a genius by any means. You know, I just like to have fun and enjoy doing what I'm doing, and this is it. So, all right, we've got these wrapped in bacon, stuffed, wrapped, ready to go. We need to get our smoker up to temp, and we're going to be using cherry. I think we'll use cherry pellets. I don't know. I'll let you know in a minute. Hickory, gotta go hickory all the way. You know, talking about camping and RVing. One thing, key thing about camping and RVing is you got to have things compact. I like these nice little containers to put my pellets in. I don't want a 20-pound bag in the camper. Weight and space are very important when RVing. So I put them in these nice little canisters here. I'll put a link down in the description. I am an affiliate member. I'll put an affiliate link to Amazon down there. Helps me out, gives me a percentage or two if you buy that. If you want to get these canisters, check them down in the description. All right, we're going to get our smoker, our Ninja Woodfire outdoor grill set on the smoker setting. We're going to set our temp to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to smoke them until we have an internal temperature of about 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably going to take 2 to 3 hours. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer on the Ninja I'm going to go 3.5 just so it doesn't shut off on me. Hit the start. And as soon as those pellets are lit, we'll get them on the Ninja. And just for fun, I'm going to hit it again with the Tony C's. That's for you, Lizzie. It's going to take about 10 minutes for the smoker to get up to temp, so we'll check back in as soon as we're ready. All right, got our Ninja up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We're ready to get these on. We got the hickory pellets going, and we're just going to lay them right on there, right down the middle. Already started too far from the edge. You want to make sure they have some space between them so they get smoke around as many sides as they can. Again, the Ninja, I've mentioned this before, the Ninja doesn't smoke a lot, but it does a pretty good job. So, but you want to give it every chance you can, and leave space around the food so it can smoke. That smoke can envelope the whole thing. Envelop the whole thing. So, all right, it's going to take a couple hours at least, probably 2.5 to 3. The Ninja goes a little faster than the Traeger, so it might not take quite that long, but we'll just keep an eye on it. I forgot to bring my probe thermometer out here. There might be one in the camper. One of the neighbors has one, but it's all right. We can see when the pork is done. It's not a thick layer of the pork sausage around the outsides. We can see it through the bacon. We want that bacon to be a little crispy, and but not crumbly, obviously, because it's going to be wrapped. But we want a little crisp to it. And don't forget, we're gonna put our peach habanero barbecue sauce on towards the last 20 minutes of the smoke. So we'll do that as soon as we get there. I just wanted to clarify something real quick while we're waiting for the Cajun Fatty Bombs to smoke. When I talk about camping, before all you purists out there start giving me all kinds of grief, I'm more of a glamper, not a camper. I'm too old to be laying on the ground in a tent. Some of you, I probably offend some of you people. I'm not too old. I just don't want to. Yeah, when I say camping, I mean glamping. And when I say I have the resources, I have all the resources. I've got an outdoor kitchen with a refrigerator there, and full hookups, and I want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. I used to camp in a tent, out roughing it. I've had my fill of that. That's not something I enjoy. Not knocking it. Those of you who love it, awesome. I used to love it too. But yeah, I'm a glamper, not a camper. All right, back to the smoking. All right, the Cajun Fatty Bombs they're moving along pretty quick. It's been about an hour and a half, and they're getting pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and glaze them with the peach habanero barbecue sauce. This is a mild sauce that I made, like I said, with some fresh peaches that we had. They're frozen, but we bought them fresh. But that's going to give it a nice flavor. We're just going to glaze them on the top. We probably have about 20 minutes left on the smoke here. Of course, I still haven't gotten a basting brush to leave in the RV, so we're not really basting. We're kind of, I don't know what you'd call this, spooning it on, covering. That's all right. It's going to ooze right down over the sides and cover that real nice. Yeah. This is a mild sauce. Basically 2 habaneros without the seeds. But all right. In keeping with our Cajun theme, we're going to be making a Cajun Bloody Mary. The Cajun Fatty Bombs are almost done, so we're going to get here started in making us a cocktail. So what we need are 2 ounces of vodka, 2 ounces, 4 ounces of tomato juice, and we're using V8. I think that just makes a little better Bloody Mary than just regular old tomato juice. 4 ounces. There's one. And 2. Half an ounce of pickle juice. We're just going to put a splash in there. And we'll measure. We'll measure. Half an ounce-ish. Dash of, where's your sister sauce? Oh, brand new bottle. Brand new. All right, dash. That's a couple of half dashes. And a dash of our hot sauce. We're going to be using Frank's RedHot. I put that on everything. There we go. Well, normally I'd put some Cajun seasoning around the rim, but I left that in the camper. That's all right. We don't need it. That's just for looks. Of course, we need some garnish. A 12-foot celery stalk. It's a little long. Let's cut that down. Don't need that much celery. There we go. That looks a little more normal. Okay. All right. There you go. Cajun Bloody Mary. Cajun because of the hot sauce. All right. I thought maybe just to add to the Cajun flavor on our cocktail, I'm just going to throw a couple dashes of our Tony C's Creole seasoning in there. Why not? Why not? All right, let's check our fatty bombs. Oh boy, those look wonderful. We're just going to put these right here. Oh. Look at that. We went about 2 hours and 45 minutes on those. Like I said, the Ninja sometimes goes a little faster than the traditional pellet smokers. All right. Oh boy. Can't wait to dig into that. We said we were going to do this big one. Let's just take us a slice off of that. Oh, look at that. Oh boy. Yeah, I cheated. I took a little lick on my fingers. No, that's gonna be way too big of a bite. We better cut it again. Here we go. Let's take a taste. This right here. Smells like sausage. It's hot. Not spicy. It's temperature hot. It's got a little spice to it. Not a lot. Just the right amount. Oh boy. That is delicious. Got that, of course, obviously, the bacon, it's a strong forward flavor in there. That habanero barbecue sauce, the peach habanero barbecue sauce. Oh boy, it's got a nice sweet and savory flavor to it. And of course, the cream cheese and pepper jack on the inside, that really comes through. Also, that sweet and savory flavor to it. And it all kind of marries together real well. And of course, the Andouille sausage that gives it that little bit of kick. And there's just a hint of the hickory smoke in there. That's okay. The Ninja, you know, we've talked about this before, doesn't give a lot of smoke on there. And of course, we didn't smoke it for very long either. But just enough smoke in there to give it that little bit of a hint of smoke. So let's try the Cajun Bloody Mary. Get the celery out of the way there. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's got kind of a sweet and savory flavor to it too. A little bit of that Cajun kick in there, and that kind of marries nicely with the pork in the Cajun Fatty Bombs, and so those pair real well too. The tomato really marries up with that. Believe it or not, it pairs nicely with the peach habanero. You wouldn't think vegetable and peach, tomato and a peach would go well together, but they kind of pair up nicely. So, well, that about does it for the Cajun Fatty Bombs. Thank you all once again for joining me here at the lake. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you. I really appreciate you coming back. And if you like this video, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. It really does help out. And you know, if you want to be notified of these videos that come out every Sunday morning, hit that notification bell. So, as always, Prost!